Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer channel, where tonight I'm pleased to have a product I've been looking forward to for several weeks since I heard about it, and I finally was able to find it at Target, and it only came in a box, one of those long boxes of cans, and this is the brand new Cherry Vanilla Coca-Cola. Now, if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, you know that Cherry Coke is one of my favorite soft drinks. I think it's one of the few soft drinks that's commonly available, or sometimes not commonly available, that is somewhat like the old soda fountain soft drinks people used to get back in the earlier decades of the 20th century. There's really not many canned or bottled sodas by the major companies that replicate that sort of flavor of not only the soda itself, but then a high quality, very flavorful ingredient being added to it. And I think Cherry Coke is the only one that really stands out in my mind. I like Vanilla Coke, I like Vanilla Pepsi, but I notice that neither of them have quite the strength of the vanilla flavor Cherry Coke has of the cherry flavor. And it's a great cherry flavor. That's the other important thing. The Cherry Pepsi is pretty good. I like that, but Cherry Coke is great, and especially if you can get it in a fountain somewhere. Very few restaurants I go to do they have Cherry Coke, but I always get it if they do. Now, they had recently the Orange Vanilla Coke, and while I generally liked that, the flavors, again, the orange and the vanilla, were not quite as strong as they needed to be to really give it the punch. So I'm optimistic about this, and we're going to find out. You have the flavor there at the top, and then down here you have this cherry with the vanilla swirl around it. And then here saying Coke rather than Coca-Cola. One quibble right off the bat here is that there's a couple of thick smears of glue on here from the end of the box. Apparently at the Coca-Cola facility they sniff the glue as much as they use it to close the boxes, because you should not have the glue on the cans. Having said that, let's try to get this can open here. Try to pop the top on here without blowing up the whole studio. There she blows. Kind of a strange aroma. Doesn't smell like Cherry Coke. Now I'm picking up the cherries coming out, taking its time coming up out of the can. And there's a, yeah, I do pick up the, it's almost like a frosting aroma, like for a Pillsbury cake frosting. Let's try to pour some out here. A quickly disappearing head, same color as Cherry Coke. And there we have the more full floral aroma. Definitely the aroma of the cherry is as strong as Cherry Coke. And of course that's one of the great things about Cherry Coke, is it has that wonderful aroma. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes. Well, it's interesting that the first sip, it seems like a little bit of that edge has been taken off of the cherry flavor by adding the vanilla. There is a distinct note of vanilla. It's not, it seems to be somewhat like the orange one, because it's not, the vanilla is not really that strong. I'd say the carbonation is at a good level. It's not that, I'm really not a big fan of original flavor Coke right now, because it's not only got the high fructose corn syrup, but it seems to be overly carbonated. It just seems to be all foam and no flavor sometimes, so this is about the right level. It's definitely very refreshing. I think I could finish this can very quickly.
Bob, it's currently 15 degrees. I'm here at the Hotel Vandevort in the beautiful city of Springfield in the great state of Missouri. This is the top #1 hotel in Springfield. I recommend it to everyone. It's quite an upgrade from my usual lodgings. This hotel used to be a Masonic lodge. They use Masonic symbols in the logo, and they have Masonic artifacts on display in the lobby. If you remember, the Illuminati grew out of Freemasonry. Now add to that the Illuminati's underground tunnel system right here in Springfield near Route 66 and I-44, and the Illuminati New World Order headquarters, the Pensmore Mansion, an underground city right nearby in Ozark, Missouri, and I just had to see all of this for myself. You know, Bob, the Robert Dyer cult is booming in Missouri, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, all of these, the Wonder Bread basket of America. With no prompting at all, people are meeting in private homes, classrooms, and workplaces to watch the Robert Dyer channel. They're meeting over pork chops at the local Waffle House. Here in the Hotel Vandevort, they have a restaurant called The Order. The Order, that has such a nice ring to it. This newspaper just came under the door of my room here at the hotel. The Springfield News Leader. I recommend everyone buy this newspaper or subscribe online for real news, not fake news. Look at this. Speaking of Ozark, they just demolished their water tower. Here's something you won't find in the Washington Post or New York Times. Oregonians mount effort to join Idaho. Meth is back on the streets, and it's uglier than ever. It says one meth addict learned about meth while she was in treatment for heroin addiction. 6 months after she left that rehab, she decided to find meth. It's just as easy as getting cigarettes at the gas station. Look at all these grocery store circulars you get. Hy-Vee. All these great grocery stores we don't have in Montgomery County. Price Cutter. Harder House. And look at this. Orsheln Farm and Home. Look at this. Men's 5-pocket denim jeans, $9.99. Can you believe it? Jeans for There's a tight pair of jeans for $9.99. Yes, Bob, I think we'll be coming back to Springfield real soon. Before I go, Bob, I too found the Cherry Vanilla Coke at the Come and Go on the East Chestnut Expressway. That hits the spot. Hits the spot.
Well, this is quite interesting again, especially after having had the orange vanilla and some of my criticism about that. It seems like they have a a problem with the vanilla. When you take a sip of this, you get the initial cherry Coke flavor, and if you've had cherry Coke or if you've had Dr. Pepper, it's a similar phenomenon. You first get the sweet cherry, and then as it continues to flow through your mouth, it never is not a sweet fruit flavor, but it sort of has a little bit of a tang or a spice to it, as it sort of it's sweet and then takes on that other characteristic. And it's one of the things that makes cherry Coke and Dr. Pepper interesting flavor. That second element of the cherry gets greatly toned down by the presence of the vanilla in this, apparently. And I wonder if this isn't what happened with the orange as well. I wonder if they had put out orange Coke, if there would have been a lot zestier orange flavor to it. And so it seems like perhaps the vanilla saps some of the flavor out of the fruit flavor. And then I think what they should do is, if you're going to lose some of that, you should at least then pump up the vanilla amount, because the vanilla is there, but it's not as sweet or as rich as it could be. So I think in both cases they have not made the vanilla as strong enough as it should be. Even in vanilla Coke, I know it's not as strong as it should be, in my opinion. I will say that this does come off better than the Orange Vanilla Coke. I think if you like cherry Coke, you will still like this. But I think it does still suffer a bit from that same problem, is that the two flavors that you're adding to the Coca-Cola are not quite as strong as they have to be here. And if their vanilla formula somehow clashes with something in the fruit formula, then they should probably, if you're going to go that way, that you're already toning down the fruit with the vanilla, you might as well give some more punch to the vanilla then, because I'm not really getting that very full, satisfying vanilla flavor here. So I would buy this again. I think I did buy some more of the orange vanilla, even though it could have been better. It was still pretty good, and this is still pretty good too. So whereas I would rate cherry Coke absolutely 5 stars, maybe even 6 stars out of 5. I'm going to go ahead, I'd like to give this 5 stars, but I have to say that without that strong vanilla and the full cherry Coke flavor, I have to bring this down to a pretty solid 4 stars. Hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.